Mise en Scène Part 2. View this lecture after reading Chapter 2, Mise en Scène in Understanding Movies. Review the film grammar sheet in the module on D2L to aid in the note-taking process. The videos in the supplemental playlist enhance this lecture. We'll continue to explore aspects of mise en scène in this lecture. Some of the terms may be familiar, like lighting and lenses. Open and closed compositions, also called open and closed forms, refers to how much information the director includes within the frame. Important elements are often withheld from the viewer to create a sense of tension. Open form withholds important information. Part of the subject is cut off. It leaves it open to our interpretation. We see the woman is crying, but we don't know why. Horror films like the Blair Witch Project use open form very effectively to create a sense of panic or fear. Closed form. Similar to theater, everything is included. Everything is enclosed within the frame. Closed form allows the mise en scène to communicate information to the viewer. Tight and loose framing. The placement of subjects within the frame can suggest confinement or freedom. In the horror film, we need to talk about Kevin. Tight framing is used. The subject appears to be trapped within the frame. She has little opportunity to move freely. She can't move back. She can't move forward, and could only move laterally a little bit to one side of the frame. Loose framing is used in The Shining. The subject has room to move within the frame. It creates a sense of freedom. And in The Shining, Danny is a young boy who explores a giant, empty hotel. We've looked at lighting in relation to photography. Now we'll look at lighting as an element of mise en scène. Available or natural light is used in realist films for a neutral presentation. High key light is often used in musicals, comedies, and romantic comedies to present a bright or glamorous look. Low key lighting is used to create high contrast by using light and dark symbolically in color and black and white film. An example of available or natural light from Sherry Baby. The available light is used to establish the realism in this composition. High-key lighting is often associated with classical Hollywood glamour, as it is in this example from Singing in the Rain. Low-key lighting is used in Closer to create areas of light and dark and to create a mood and a tone. To understand color, it's important to have a basic understanding of the color wheel. The color wheel shows the primary colors, yellow, blue, and red, and their complementary colors, purple, green, and orange. Color can be used to create a dominant or all-over color. Color can be used symbolically. Color can be used to set up a contrast. And color can be used to draw the eye to an area of the frame. From Amelie, the use of a dominant color can be created through a filter on the lens. Blue communicates visual subtext to the viewer. We can see that people are blue because they're watching a movie. Color symbolism. In Black Swan, pink is used symbolically. The young woman on the bed is shown as juvenile and childlike. The black sweater creates a sense of dominance in the subject wearing it. Color foil in Amelie. The dominant color here is green. Red, the complementary color to green, is used as the color foil. The eye is drawn to the center of the frame. The color foil creates a pop of color. Lenses as an element of mise en scène. Wide-angle lens creates a deep depth of field, communicates maximum visual subtext. Telephoto creates a shallow depth of field, limits visual subtext. 50 millimeter or normal lens creates a neutral composition, often associated with the style of realism. Fast film stock works in low light conditions, is highly sensitive to light, can produce a grainy image. Fast film stock examples. In the film Barry Lyndon, director Stanley Kubrick uses fast film stock and candlelight to create photography with a grainy warmth. It reflects the light quality of the Victorian era, the film's setting. Slow film stock requires more illumination than fast film stock. Slow film stock is capable of capturing colors precisely and vividly. An example of slow film stock from Amélie. In Amélie, director Jean-Pierre Jeunet uses slow film stock to create bright, popping color. Density of the composition establishes the texture of the image through how much visual information is packed into the frame. There are 3 basic densities: stark, moderate, and highly detailed. A limited amount of information is in focus, creating a stark composition density in this still from Pulp Fiction. Moderate from There Will Be Blood. The eye can easily take in the elements without being overwhelmed. Remember, the eye can take in 7 or 8 elements simultaneously. We're provided with information about the subject and his location. Highly detailed from A Clockwork Orange. This image is packed with visual information and texture. The eye catches on all the visual texture in the frame. This week's assigned film is Amélie, released in 2001, directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet. Choose one question. Question 1. How is color used symbolically in Amélie? Or question 2. How do the proxemic patterns and/or territorial positions establish a connection between the viewer and the characters? Films featured in this lecture. Students are encouraged to explore these films. You can take a closer look at the PDF on D2L to explore these films in detail. I thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a productive week.